Welcome to the CBCC Voice Business Unbox podcast. I am your host, Karma Jamanas, and Wally from the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce. Wally, who do we have today?
Good morning, Karma, and good morning, ladies. We are here in the presence of two amazing entrepreneurs, visionary founders of a caring and a very relevant, important business to the community at large. But more importantly, they have an amazing, passionate story to share with us. So, in a formal approach, today we're joined by sisters Christine and Nassif and Claudette Raad, founders of the Inclusion Centre, an organisation dedicated to supporting individuals with additional needs and empowering families through specialised behavioural support and inclusive services. Christine and Claudette.
Good morning and thank you for having us.
Good morning. Thank you, Karma and Wally, for having us.
We're
very excited.
We are very excited.
Likewise, and I think it's important for our audience to understand more about who is Christine and who is Claudette. So if we can trouble you to share with us.
Yeah, so I'm Christine. I am the director here at the Inclusion Centre, and I am a behaviour support practitioner and early intervention therapist. This is Claudette. She also is a founder here at the Inclusion Centre. Talk about yourself.
I'm a counsellor and a behaviour practitioner. I also do early intervention. And Christine, very humble, she hasn't told us that she's nearly finished the Masters of Counselling. So very soon she'll be a counsellor. We're very excited because Christine and I are here to help others, and we want to advocate for our clients and the greater community.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So being sisters, how does it feel working together? How did that come about?
Other than the days that it's very, because you can have amazing days and you just support each other so well, and other days you want to wring each other's necks, and it's fine because you really can't call HR on me.
I quit like maybe once a month.
Yeah, okay, that's all right.
And she quits with me too.
Oh, there we go.
But I think having a family with the passion and an awareness of disability, we do have a nephew with some very significant disabilities, and he's pretty much been one of the biggest motivators for us. So his name's Elias, and so we've grown to just have disability as part of our lives and to really embrace and understand it. And being from a family who are immigrants, it was a very new concept initially, but growing up in today's society and when we became educated in this field, it became very natural for us.
Yeah.
So that is
amazing.
Yeah, there's a family history there.
Yeah, well, I have a nephew also born with a disability, but it looks like it's a silent one. You see him. I don't know if you've met Joseph, but you don't know he has one. But just being exposed to a child with needs, we take it like for granted for neurotypical children, like it's just automatic, but you got to be really hands-on, your mind switched on 24/7, and it's very physical labour just to try and have him having like a normal, what is supposed to be like a normal day for every other child.
He's gorgeous. We did meet him at the what was the other event?
Was it the Christmas event?
Yes.
The community Christmas party.
Yes, it was. Yeah, he was really cute, and he's very lucky to have an auntie.
Yeah.
So
I love him.
how the Inclusion Centre came about, and again the partnership. I know you're sisters, but at the end of the day, there got to be a trigger and a reason and the factors played a role here.
I think to go back, the Inclusion Centre was founded upon many years of experience. I'd been in the disability sector for almost 15 years, like now almost 15 years. And I got to that sort of 10, 11 year mark and I thought, you know what, I think I'm at a time where I'm going to go out on my own, branch out, and I had really great support. And I was really lucky to be able to take my vision with the support of my sister and not too many other people, and so we opened the Inclusion Centre. Of course, COVID hit just as we opened. So Claudette was a massive pillar of strength in the background, managing and dealing with parents, which is a service that she'd never charged for. And I was trying to navigate and assist parents navigating their own diagnoses. And sort of simultaneous to that, my own children were getting diagnosed. So not only are we living it, but we're also trying to navigate COVID, psychosocial disability, NDIS barriers. And so that's actually pretty much how we started. And how I roped Claudette into this was I needed someone we could trust, somebody who was always there in the background supporting, and somebody who was very passionate. So Claudette was that person. And when you have somebody so close to you with all those characteristics, I mean, who needs Seek?
Yeah.
You grab your sister
Who needs
and you
HR?
say, who needs HR? I mean, in saying that, we do have an external HR. But like, we're hand in hand, we just bolted through
Yeah.
this. And by the grace of God, the business just flourished through COVID, which was a massive surprise.
Yeah.
And we're here today, 5 years later.
That's her strength. Sorry, Wally. Her strength is she's a really good delegator.
I believe we both we came to the grand opening of your office here in the Flinders Centre. Were you in a different office before, or this is?
Yes, so we started off in just a single office space up on level 8
Okay.
at the Regis shared offices, and then we grew to 2, then 3, then 4 offices, and then I kept having to use the boardroom. And I think it got to a point where it was like, okay, my clients really do need a sensory room. They really do need
Yeah.
a secure space. The parents need a waiting room that isn't bombarded by multiple other people.
Yeah.
So we took the leap of faith and we signed up for a lease here at the Bankstown Sports Club on level 3. I mean, it's one of the best places you can
It
be
is. It's
in
beautiful
Bankstown.
office, yeah.
Great office, great accessibility.
Great parking.
Yeah, very good for disability.
Yeah.
Especially because we do have the underground parking and we've got Monkey Mania and all the restaurants.
stairs.
That's
So
right.
I love how you thought about all
Everything.
aspects, not just your own comfort, but your community.
We went out and we saw, I can't tell you the amount
So
of
many offices.
Yeah.
So many.
no accessibility.
No parking. Parents during winter they want to be able to go have a coffee, bring their child in without worrying about the weather.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So both of you are mothers. So when I found out, because I grew up with these beautiful women, so when I found out you had your own business, I would just look at you both in awe. Like, how do you navigate off-site? So you're not work from home. So I work from home, so that's easier for me. You're off-site. You're in an office. You've got your own children, your own husbands and families to navigate through. How do you combat that challenge?
We do it together.
Yeah, we do it together. So, and we've been very, very careful over the years. We have encountered burnout. So we have to be very mindful of, okay, how hard is this week going? And if somebody needs to rely on the other person, we're very lucky to do that because there's 2 of us. So if I've just said, you know what, I've had the worst week ever, I actually need to deal with myself. Friday, you're it, tag, then that works.
Yeah.
But it's the way we structured
Yeah.
the business that allows us to do that. So currently, because as you can probably see, I'm about to give birth, I'm no longer client facing just for the next few months.
Yeah.
So I'm able to take on more of that advocacy role and back end and Claudette.
Maybe some
Delegate
social
to
media.
Claudette.
Some social media, maybe I'll actually speak. Yes. And Claudette has taken on more of the clinical role.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we balance. But when I come back, we'll go back to our usual balance of clinical and advocacy because we still want to be able to reach the community. It's not just about business and booking clients in and back to back. That's not the way we operate.
We do it together. There's days that, for example, a client will call me and they need help. We need to advocate for this client. Christine and I are on the phone together. We're ringing up different communities for help. We don't do anything without consulting each other because when we work together, we get better results.
Yeah, together we're a powerhouse.
So communication. Did you? Oh, sorry.
That's right. I was going to tap into the mission of the organisation or the mission of the Inclusion Centre. But before that, at the International Women's Day event, I can recall the Member of Parliament for Fairfield, David Saliba. He did mention the Inclusion Centre. So clearly you are doing something more than just beyond what the Inclusion Centre is all about DV. Can you just give us a bit more insight on that?
So, for example, we have children that we service and parents come in and women trust us. So then, for example, if it is a domestic violence situation, we go out and we speak to people like David Saliba. We go out to, we buy them groceries if we have to. We ring services so these mothers are feeling supported. For example, we have Mission Australia. We deal with
Biryani House.
Yep.
So we're often their first point of disclosure. So because you've built this relationship with somebody therapeutically for their child, they're part of the therapeutic alliance, and naturally they feel compelled to tell you what's going on in their life. And it's from those disclosures that we work really hard and quit it.
We do the free counselling.
She mainly does the free counselling for those mothers until we're able to find them and connect them to the correct
that's
supports.
amazing. So I know a lot of organisations like, nah, until you're in the system or you're $0 in your bank account, we can't help you.
No, we've actually never charged a domestic violence.
So we can say this is one of your corporate responsibility or giving back to the community?
Yeah, I think so. And we sort of only we never planned to do this.
It's happening naturally, but it feels that
it's
way.
happening naturally, yeah.
So what's the mission of the Inclusion Centre and the key services that you provide then?
to help others.
To help others. Based on the name Inclusion, we just want people to feel like they have a place to go where we can support them, and it doesn't always have to be a paid service. Like we're saying, there's a lot of advocacy that happens behind the scenes. Even if a parent calls us, we're never going to decline a phone call just to be able to, point them in the right direction. We can't service every human being. We're not the right fit for every single person. So it's about being honest and transparent and having those relationships, which the Chambers has allowed us to do. In addition to our own work within the professional environment, professional world, we can connect people to the correct services. And even if it means that one phone call turned into supporting somebody else, then so be it.
You serve the purpose.
And I think that's what our mission is, just to touch the lives of others and help them to feel supported and included.
So you're bridging the gap because a lot of them don't know where to go. So at least you're the point of, okay, well, you've got this issue, these people can help you, even if they can't come in here.
And even if we don't know, for example, we can't provide that service, we find it, we search.
But you're part of that network, so you know where to direct them to.
Yeah, correct.
That's amazing. How important is early intervention and specialised behavioural support in helping young people reach their potential?
Answer that.
Early intervention, statistically speaking, and with the research that backs it up, is one of the most successful forms of intervention. As the name suggests, early, getting in early while a child is still has that neuroplasticity, they're still not formed completely, we're able to assist that child to grow. The whole point of early intervention is looking to the future. If we support a child, for example, maybe on the spectrum, at 2 or 3 years old, we are hoping by the time that they're older, they are able to find their place in society, as opposed to a child, and this is one of the big research topics that I'm very interested in, as opposed to females who don't get diagnosed as easily, who might not receive any early intervention, having to find their place in society later in life and have a later diagnosis, it just brings up a lot more barriers. So early intervention is very successful. So getting your child the support they require, whether it be speech, whether it be OT, whether it be behaviour support, getting the child support early rather than later is definitely much more beneficial.
Yes.
You're a great believer in collaboration, and I've worked with you in introducing you to like-minded businesses where you can establish some sort of collaboration. Obviously, the end goal is to enlighten the minds of parents, carers, and even teachers on this occasion. You connected with Ramen Smiles, you connected with preschools. Can you give us a bit more insights on how can listeners be able to generate leads or give you a bit more sort of leads so you can increase those collaboration?
I think it's not so much the leads that we require. I think it's more the partnerships.
Okay.
So when childcares come and talk to us and we hear and we vet them and we hear that they're inclusive, that's another resource. That's another place where we can send our clients, because as you can imagine, our clients are faced with so many barriers other than their disability, whether it be a socioeconomic status difficulty, whether it be a location difficulty, a transport difficulty. So if we find somewhere where we can refer them to, then that's fantastic. We just build in our network. We build in our network and we're able to refer on. It's not so much about the referrals, it's more about us having a network of people that we're able to fall back on if we need to refer. People that we can trust, people with good businesses who are inclusive, and who are open-minded to learning and progressing. So we're very happy to work in partnerships with a lot of different either providers or childcares or what have you.
Yeah, I love.
Also, we go to schools.
Where can people find this information? Is your website have those like frequently asked questions or something like who we partner with and why? So
Do you know what? That's a really good idea.
Yeah, because
I don't put in that.
You need to do that because a lot of people in the middle of the night, scrolling through, that's why social media and your website should tie hand in hand. Have all your information on the website so that at least people know, because there's only so many phone calls you can answer.
Can I make a suggestion here? I think we do use that service. There's a chat box AI. And I think, that's again talking about promoting businesses, and as part of the chamber, we are a pool of connection and relationship. So I think talking about AI and trying to start tapping into AI and use it to advance your business. Chatbox AI basically talks and has full knowledge about what's taking place.
Yeah, you feed it, and then
and that creates leads for you, and basically conversate with the person with the inquiry, and gives you a report back, so you can follow it.
And then you can add more to the website. Okay, well, people need more information about this, but can you imagine how many more people you can reach online?
That's actually a really good.
If that's something you are aspiring to see,
I think that's some work you can do online when you're on maternity leave.
We missed that workshop.
AI workshop.
Yeah, but we should. That's why the chambers have great workshops.
She's from Pivot Point. I'll introduce you to her.
I think it's very important. Put as much information online.
I've got a good website, but it doesn't talk about the
everything. What you believe in, who your community is, who your network is, and why you've partnered up with each department.
We're a partner with Torrens University. We take on their students. It's not on there, but it's something that we're happy to do, because it just means that, again, we're reaching more people, and we're able to assist even students in the counselling field.
Like even like downloadable what to do print sheets, things that like people come in here for, have like all that information, just so sometimes people forget during the day to call you guys.
Yeah, that's a good that's true.
So touching back on early intervention, part of our background and culture, it's very taboo to talk about something's wrong with my child, and how do you combat that? Because I see a lot in my own family network, oh no, nothing's wrong with him, he's fine, but they don't realise how much of a disadvantage they're putting to their child by ignoring these issues.
Absolutely.
They don't realise having this type of therapy helps them and excels them in whatever it is that they need help in.
Growing up, there was no lingo or language around this. I can tell you, and I can attest to this personally. Year 3, Mr. Cox, trying to explain to my mum I have ADHD. My mum doesn't know what ADHD is. She didn't have the language. My mum came here as an immigrant, through war-torn country. She doesn't really... She thinks it's, I'm just a
bratty little...
I'm just a very hyperactive, very busy.
Very naughty.
Yeah, I was the naughty one. And she didn't really put things together. So when I stood on the basin, because, no impulse control, and I had to just see on top of the shaving cabinet.
For what reason?
No reason, impulse control, right? And when I tried to blame Claudette, of course, she was so kind and gracious. She always said it was her, but of course I was the very media child.
Yeah.
And there was no way that her weight would have broken the sink. Of course I did. And so there was a big taboo around, and there was a lack of understanding. And even at the time, my mum took me to a paediatrician.
She sensed something was wrong, but she
didn't. There was no sense
it was just because the teachers told her.
Yeah, the teacher had tried to explain. And I don't have very good childhood memories, but I can tell you vividly, Mr. Cox saying, Mrs. Sandbar, so Christine starts the task. She's very intelligent, but then she moves on to the next task.
Yeah.
She actually never finishes anything.
Yeah.
And my mum goes, okay. And he's trying to explain, and he's telling her all the characteristics of ADHD, and my mum was like, okay. And all she knew to do was, I'll go to a paediatrician. Bless her, a lot of parents wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have known, yeah.
And at the time, my paediatrician was in Bondi. And of course, back then, girls didn't have ADHD, we couldn't have had it. So I was sent on my merry way. I was just a very strong-spirited child. And it was only in my later years that I was able to manage myself. But that in itself is talking about the taboo and how I was put at a disadvantage because I felt like I had so much to offer and I couldn't put it anywhere. Yeah. It was only when I learned discipline later in life through dancing. For me, that was my sporting outlet. And I had to teach myself strategies. And when I became educated, I was like, this makes so much sense. And then when I got medicated, it was a whole nother level.
World,
it was another world of silence in my head. But nowadays, I feel like with the amount of information out there, really we need to take it upon ourselves as people who are knowing. And you don't need to have a degree to understand disability. Educate. That's the only thing we can do is educate. And when you start showing information in their own language, we have fact sheets in Arabic, and we hand that out. And when they read it, they think, maybe what my child is doing isn't a neurotypical thing. Maybe it isn't just them being a child or naughty, and there's an actual reason behind it. That's my experience. But I feel this generation, and I know you'd probably agree, I feel like we're much more open and receptive to the information.
It's much better than how it was. I had another encounter. As a child, I needed speech therapy. I had a really bad lisp. So my mum took me to the speech therapy in Canberra Hospital, and that's it. I'm good now. I also I'm undiagnosed ADHD. I struggled, but I wasn't as naughty as my mum would say. I just was more reserved, and I fell through the cracks. But as I got older, I realised that we have a voice. We can advocate for others because of what we went through.
You've experienced it.
So from an advocacy and awareness campaign, and I believe you do go to schools and you
Yes.
speak. Is that something
so we're
continue to
actually-
go? And how can, if someone listening now, can they sort of, and they part of parents at schools, can they reach out to you to invite you?
Absolutely.
course.
So we're actually going out to a childcare tomorrow, a local childcare, and just educating families on typical milestones. So things that they might, because it's really tricky in the early years, because you put everything down to, oh, they're young.
Yeah, they're young,
children.
or
And
you
they're-
still second guess yourself,
Yeah,
even as mothers.
yeah.
So that's why it's hard to do the
Absolutely.
early intervention, because you're constantly second guessing yourself.
So that's why tomorrow will be good, because we're going to go through very specifically milestones. And if you start to say, if it's just one milestone, you're probably not so concerned. But if there's a whole
Red
array
flags.
of them, you start to think,
Flag.
I really need to do something about this. But it's not something we innately know. It's not something we're born with. Like, we don't have a guide and say, hey, this is what your child should be doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
This is a manual. So it is really difficult for mothers, even fathers, because sometimes we don't really have anything to compare to.
Especially if it's a first
They can actually call us on the business phone number, and we're happy to call them to actually speak and maybe come in and have a chat with them. We don't mind. We're happy to help people that just need advice.
Yeah, well, even if you have that inkling, like you have that intuition that something might be wrong, even though something might not be wrong, it's worth having a
Yeah,
conversation.
chat. We don't mind.
Yeah.
And there are some really great paediatricians who will go through checklists and just check and see. So sometimes it's worth, I know it's a bit expensive, but it's worth going to see the doctor.
Yeah.
Because you'd rather come out and say, all good,
Yeah.
than 3 years later say, oh, I should have done that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being inclusive, you've mentioned about it. How can, for people, businesses who are listening, what practical steps can business take to become more inclusive?
Look, you know what? Go and hire somebody with a disability, because they're already at a disadvantage. But I can tell you, some of the clients, our older clients who come through, who are on the spectrum, they have an attention to detail that you would really want in your business. So going out there, giving somebody a go, also just looking around your business environmentally, are we accessible? Can somebody come in here with a wheelchair or mobility difficulty? Just looking around, very simple, and being open to learning. You might have somebody who appears to be neurotypical, like somebody who appears to be like me. And then, after a little while of working with them, you start to realise perhaps you need to educate yourself to communicate with them, because in fact they've disclosed to you that they have a disability, or they have they're neurodivergent.
Good point. And Karma?
What are some of the biggest challenges currently facing the disability and behaviour support sector in Australia?
It keeps changing. There's too much change.
Is that from a regulation perspective, or what are we talking here? Red tape?
Yeah, pretty much the red tape legislatively,
But is
and
that
also
for
a lot
is
of
that for
grey
the
area.
better? Is it for the better of the actual industry, or is it worsening the industry?
No, it's not worsening the industry, but because it's so fast paced and the changes are continuous, unless you're a proactive business, you're just going to fall behind. That's quite difficult. There's been a lot of changes as well within the NDIS. Some of them I think are great. Others I think, perhaps you shouldn't have done that. Again, my opinion. We feel like we're hearing more and more clients actually saying that they're not getting listened to. We're needing to advocate more. Disability advocacy services are full to the brim. So there's a lot of people getting lost through the cracks.
So how can they navigate? Or where to go for navigation,
Well,
basically?
the disability advocacy services would be the place
Is
to
that a
go.
government body?
Is it a governing body?
I think
know it's a
on their
free
website.
service.
It's on their website,
It is-
NDIS website.
Yeah, it's
So
on the NDIS
while we're on the
website.
website, so would you consider then, while we're talking about it, to add something to your website for people who, or
With those
somewhere to guide them somewhere safe, reliable, and trustworthy, and I think a government body. So if you have that kind of access or information, would you consider put them on your website?
Yeah, absolutely. But the problem is now they're just full to the brim. So unfortunately, people are having to wait, and we're seeing clients having to be escalated. And we're happy to advocate, but there's only so far our voices go. But places like My Guardian have been fantastic. We've been
BHQ.
referring They've also been. We've referred some younger clients to them who really just
I've been
need
referring
advocacy.
to, yeah.
They just need
They're
advocacy
amazing.
support, and they've been amazing. They've got support coordination. I know they don't really openly advertise it, but it's something that they do offer as a service, and it's been great to connect with them as well, because as I said, our voices are only so loud.
I think we're working together on autism and a disability hub.
Yes,
in
we
September,
are.
so I think we should give more information about it and guide more people, and even provide us to be part of this
Yes. So
showcase.
Chambers, the Inclusion Centre and Autism Community Network are joining forces to bring to Bankstown a Disability and Autism Hub, which is going to be focused on not just educating, which is a big focus, but also bringing people who are reliable and trustworthy. Vendors are coming in, so a lot of providers, a lot of advocacy services, so that everybody joins under this one roof and you have a whole range of people that you can tap into.
Stay tuned for this expo. More information about it. It's going to be at the end of September, and it's going to be here at the Sports Club in the Green Ballroom. So but stay tuned, please.
Amazing.
Come on.
This work can be both rewarding and demanding. What keeps you both motivated and inspired?
Helping others and advocating for others, and at the end of the day, when a parent or a child comes and they're really struggling and we get some results, that's what keeps us going. How about you, Chris?
Absolutely. When you see the data from our behaviour support plans and we look at the QR codes and we say, okay, there's been a reduction of that behaviour. Yes, the strategies are working. We're working as a team. The person's feeling more comfortable within their environment. It's a really nice, reassuring feeling that you've done something to help someone who may not have a voice. It just
fills that cup up, like it's just the energy even exudes out of you as well. So.
I like that, the voice, giving people a voice.
So what's your vision for the future then?
Giving people more of a voice.
I think we're doing a lot of philanthropy now. We have always, but I feel like balancing between the business side and the outreach and community side of things. I think we still want to do both. It's a big mission for us to still be able to be part of community as well as a business.
So how can the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce help you in achieving that or serving that vision?
I think what we're doing is great work, providing opportunities for us to support others, providing opportunities to educate, like what we're doing at the end of the year in September. So I guess we're going to keep going, we're going to keep rolling. And I don't know how else. I think just connecting, having this network where you would always say it's the puzzle piece that's missing. Putting those puzzles together. So we have this very big, broad network of really high quality people just to support people with disabilities.
Are there any type of businesses you think that should join the chamber that will help?
Paediatricians.
Yes. That's a good. Paediatrician. That's actually amazing.
That's a big one for us, and a psychiatrist.
I was about to say that.
So things that with mental health and children. So we need more
experts.
I think we need more members in that department.
100%.
I think creating that strong network.
The vibe and the energy and the dedication.
You're so welcome.
Karma, any final? You met two amazing entrepreneurs.
These amazing women, mothers,
great ambassadors.
Not just mothers in their home, but they're mothers of the community.
Thank you.
I love that title.
Mother to one is mother to all.
I like it.
Thank you for having us.
Final message.
We are here to help. Call us if you guys need, and we're actually just a phone call away.
Thank you, Christine.
Look, we're just two mothers trying to make a difference in our community. Our community is very near and dear to us. And I think for anyone who's having any questions, give us a call, take your child to the paediatrician, do what you need to do to ensure that your child doesn't get missed or slip through the cracks. That's my message.
Well, dear friends, as you can see, they're not just mothers. They are amazing human beings, full of passion, full of pulse. You can see and you can feel the energy and the compassion and the dedication. And clearly their sole focus is to help make a difference. Stay amazing. Until our next podcast, #Where's
Wally?
Thank you for listening to the CBCC Voice Business Unbox podcast. I am your host, Karma Jamanos, and Wally Mahana from the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode.